Ooh. And now we come to the Granary burying ground of 1660. Here on Tremont Street. Many plaques noted. And there you have it. Of course, this is not the actual size. The actual size was many more acres than this. This is the latest revised version of this burying ground. This was really the second major burying ground here in Boston. The first one was King's Chapel, further down Tremont, down the hill there. After that became full, then they came to this, at the time, huge plot of land to inter bodies. Now, the great thing about Boston is you got a lot of famous people buried here in the Granary. Some famous, some not so famous. These have been designed and redesigned over and over and over again. Let's see where they're putting the stones. Most of the stones for the famous have been, of course, replaced from the original. Here's Samuel Adams. Here are the dead from the Boston Massacre. Okay, 5 men there. Let's see who else we can find. They say that Phyllis Wheatley, a poet, Puritan, I believe, poet, is buried here. Though, as much as I try to find, I don't see a stone for her anywhere in the yard. The centerpiece is the Franklins, not Benjamin, but his parents. Benjamin was born in Boston. He's a native of Boston. Went to school here, went to church here, and then left here to strike out on his own. And with only a penny in his pocket and a loaf of bread tucked under his arm, he landed in Philly, where he is buried today. Okay, this is the parents of Benjamin Franklin that is buried here in the kind of the center stone in the Granary. Okay. Others of note here. Let's see. They you're not even in the gate before they mention Paul Revere. Paul Revere has a very big standing in this town, and I could be very ignorant, but I'm not quite sure why, but he does. I think I attribute it to children, and the Longfellow poem about Paul Revere. But here is his marker here. Okay. This is not the original. This is the one that was placed in 1908. I'd love to know when Longfellow's poem came out, because it certainly created a stir. This was put here, at least the marker says, at the gate by the Paul Revere Society in 1908 to mark his grave. A lot of these graves have been moved. A lot of the bodies have been disinterred and buried elsewhere, or buried in mass graves somewhere. Of course, the notables, while many are still here, they have been moved and rearranged as the as the yard has been re-landscaped to accommodate a ever-growing metropolis. Okay, see who else we can find here among the stones. There's that icon I was telling you about in one of my posts, that kind of symbol with many of the stones, okay, that you find, often telling how a person died, or let's see who we have here. We have a map. That's great that they have maps around here to note the notables. But they aren't always accurate. Like this says about Wheatley, I could not find it. And I know that a lot of these have not been updated. The signs here, they still have Shepley and or they still have Bulfinch, Charles Bulfinch in Chapel, and he's not there anymore. So can't always rely on them. Let's see what we got here. All right, and to kind of wrap it up, this big, long, hard piece of granite is John Hancock's stone here. Okay. His stone seems to be as big as his signature on the Declaration of Independence. Okay. To mark that he is buried here. Among the graves here of notables at the Granary burial yard here in downtown Boston. It doesn't get any more downtown than here. So, and room has been made for these plots of patriots and such here in downtown Boston.